This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
How you doing, my man? You doing all right?
I am doing great, man. Trying to get back in the gym lately, so a little sore, really sore. I'm underselling it. I'm so sore, man. Like, this is the only position I can muster up right now without pain, but you gotta start somewhere, right? It's just punishment for taking so much time off.
Sounds to me like you better go to redrecover.com to get those pads to get some of that ultraviolet light into the system there to help healing those sore muscles.
Something like that. We have a sauna. We have a sauna in this building, and that's really all I've been using.
I love saunas. Saunas are the best, bro. The best. That detoxifies your body like nothing else, bro.
Just feel different.
Awesome. Yeah, it's good. Saunas are really good. They're really healthy for you. All right, just make sure you're hydrated when you go into those things. Hydrate a lot, folks.
Always.
Yeah, man. Anyway, so Baker Mayfield gets moved. I know we'll get into the Dolphins for a moment, but just your thoughts on that crazy story in Cleveland, which obviously there are new twists and turns, and then obviously your buddy, the guy that you absolutely love, is one of the great quarterbacks of all time, and Jacoby Brissett takes over. So tell me about that situation. What'd you think about Baker going?
Look, man, there was a spirited debate about our Tua to the Chargers, discussion. And, somebody chimed in and said, if Tua plays 17 games last year, the Dolphins are a playoff team. I said, yes, I agree. Someone asked me, why do you think that? Like, what do you think he would have done differently against the Colts or the Raiders? And I found the play art gifs of the safety against the Raiders and the check down to Ahmed against the Colts. It said Tua wouldn't have done either of those.
Right.
Brissett is even a petulant, angry, and rightfully angry Baker Mayfield is a better option than Jacoby Brissett. If Deshaun Watson cannot play for an entire season, which he shouldn't, and Brissett's got to play 17 games, I don't care who you just traded for. I don't care how good that defense is. I don't care how good your coach is, how good your running backs are. You're not making the playoffs in the AFC North. Period. You're not. You're not even sniffing the wild card. Matter of fact, you're the last place team in the AFC North if Jacoby Brissett is your quarterback. That being said, they had no other option. There's a take from another one of my favorite people in sports. Emmanuel Akko said, mark my words, the Browns will regret trading Baker Mayfield. No, they're not going to regret trading Baker Mayfield, but they will regret driving their relationship to this point, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Because there's no other option. There's no other option. What are you going to do? Just pay him $18 million to chill at a ranch in Texas? Absolutely not. They had to trade.
The best thing would have been for both parties to put whatever differences aside, and even that stupid fifth rounder you picked up is shit. The best thing would have been to keep him for this year while Watson's out and let him display his skills so he can move on. And for your team, your best quarterback left is Baker over Jacoby. And, dude, you got a damn good roster. Give the guys that are playing a shot at the playoffs. At least give Baker. With Jacoby, you're not going to the playoffs. You're done. The season is over before it started. That really would have been the best thing. But because everything is so dysfunctional, and, okay, I know the Browns are dysfunctional. I know the owner has been a disaster. But I also have to say, Baker is immensely immature. And he also can compartmentalize and understand, because he should have done his best to say, hey, guys, you know what? I'll take a 30% pay cut, stay right here and play out the year and wait out for Deshaun Watson. You guys can get him next year. This is what's best for both of us. Let's turn the page and move forward. That would have been the mature thing to do amongst everybody. But because everything is so effing dysfunctional, the team and Baker, how the hell does that work out anyway?
Well, okay, so we're assuming that there was room to mend that relationship.
No, there wasn't. There wasn't.
But the thing is, from Baker's standpoint, he postponed surgery in order to be there for his team at the end of the season. He gave everything he had to this organization, and it is a quintessential example of why we cannot fault athletes for doing what's best for them, because deep down, these teams don't care. They do not care. It is a business, and you are an expendable asset, and that is exactly what they treated Baker Mayfield as. He's not a world beater. He's not a superstar. Can he be a little annoying? Can he yap too much? Yeah, sure, of course. But I think he talks too much based on the standard that we have set for NFL quarterbacks, that we expect to be buttoned up and professional. And Matt Ryan is like, that's the shining example of what I think the expectation of a quarterback is. Bland, boring, to the point, professional, buttoned up, nice suit when you see him. Baker's not that. And I think we're in a new generation where quarterbacks are kind of shying away from that, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, original Tom Brady, Matt Ryan-esque, where you're boring. You're there. You're a spokesman for the team, basically. And Baker wasn't that.
We have Tua. He's that.
Tua is shying away from that. If Tua talks like he did this spring, then
that's all. That's the only thing Tua's talking and responding about is shots at him, not anything else. He's not going to give you anything juicy about any other players or the team, or he's not going to take on his coach or his owner or the media or whatever. He's not going to be any confrontational in any way, shape, or form like Baker Mayfield is.
Probably, but either way, I'm getting off track here. I think Baker did everything he could for that organization, and they immediately repay him by giving the largest guaranteed contract in NFL history to a man who, because of his behavior, alleged behavior, I don't know if I can still say behavior, so alleged behavior, might never play again. He might get an indefinite suspension. He might not play anymore. So like the disrespect, I understand Baker's point. I wouldn't want to go back either. If ESPN took me off the Dolphins beat for, let's say, somebody who was, I have a name in mind, but I don't want to drag him right now, for somebody who was fired disgracefully within the past 2 years. And then because of his actions, he was suspended. And they tried to come back to me and said, hey, Marcel, would you mind covering the Dolphins just one more year while this guy gets his stuff together, gets his suspension served. And then after that, you're off to good luck. Good luck to you. Best. We wish you the best. I feel like you got me, and then 4-letter words I'm not allowed to say on air. Up. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So I can't.
By the way, you can say you're fucked up. It's all right. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I can't blame Baker for not wanting to go play for these people. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Get me the fuck out of here. That you got. That's
hey, all right. Yeah.
So no, man. But the Browns had no other option but to get rid of him, but to trade him. They recoup a 5th round pick, which Andrew Berry's a good evaluator of talent. Who knows what he'll be able to do with that 5th round pick? But most importantly, they're off the hook. I think it's about $8 million. They're only paying $10.5 for Baker this season. So there's the Cleveland angle. From Carolina's angle, does he move the needle over Sam Darnold? Bucky Brooks from NFL Network had a great point yesterday.
I would rather have him over Sam Darnold. I've never been a Sam Darnold guy from his USC days. He's a turnover machine, dude.
Yeah.
And that scares me. Whereas Baker Mayfield will make mistakes, but this guy gets flustered completely, and he starts to do shit that you're like, what are you doing? Where are you throwing? And
he goes straight. No,
yeah.
What I'm saying is does he move the needle? No. Like, is he a better quarterback? Yeah, I think he's a better player. Does he move the needle? Does he make Carolina any more of a threat in the NFC?
It's a desperation move. It's a desperation move. That's all it is.
Only saving grace is that the NFC is quarterback weak right now.
Yeah, it's just a coach that's desperate and has no choice and has to make a quarterback move for anything that he can. It's Nick Saban getting Gus Frerotte. You know what I mean? That's what it is. It's just somebody trying to get another arm to save his ass. I had Matt Verderam on earlier, and I asked him, I said, is Matt Rule going to say a couple of years from now when he's coaching in college again, and he's going to sit back and they're going to ask him about his NFL days, and he's going to do the same thing Saban does to people. Well, you better make sure you get that quarterback position fixed, because if you don't, you won't last in the NFL. And that's his whole thing about, Breeze and Culpepper and all that, and how that became the difference in him staying in the NFL or not. And really, that's all this is. This is a desperate coach that can't find a QB, and this is a Hail Mary for him to see if that works. That's what
there's a tweet around right now. I think it's got somewhere around 10,000 likes, but just chronicling the Panthers' decision at quarterback over the past few years. Cut Cam. I think it was trade for Teddy, or cut Cam, sign Teddy, trade for Darnold, cut Teddy, sign Cam again. Like then what? Trade for Baker now too. Like they're just dog pedaling in mediocrity right now. That's all they're doing. They're wading through average waters, and it's going to get Matt Rule fired.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's unfortunate because there's talent around that team. There's talent at the skill positions. I mean, Roddy Anderson and DJ Moore were thousand receivers 2 years ago. Christian McCaffrey is a thousand type of back. He can get you 4 digits on the ground or through the air. That defense is young, but there's a lot of athleticism, a lot of talent, a lot of promise at all 3 levels. Like there are the pieces are there for Carolina to be good. That's why they were going so hard after Deshaun Watson. It's because of that desperation that they didn't care who they were getting, like the person they were getting. They wanted the quarterback. They wanted a difference maker. So I don't know, man. I think their best bet was probably just eat it for another year from an organizational standpoint. Eat it for another year and go grab CJ Stroud or Bryce Young or Van Dyke or whatever quarterback's going to pop up that we probably haven't even heard of or are talking about this year, because there's always 1 or 2. Go grab a difference maker in a better quarterback class next year rather than bet your job on Baker. But if David Tepper told Matt Rule, look, dog, you're out if y'all suck this year, I don't have time for this. I fired Ron Rivera. I'm trying to win. So, the Panthers are in an unenviable situation. I personally am glad I do not cover that dumpster fire anymore. I would rather cover the Bills or Dolphins. Like, I'm happy with the career trajectory from there.
Well, come on, but Carolina has the number 1 and number 3 picks of the draft together now on the same team.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty good, right?
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe they could throw both of them on the field at the same time and run a couple trick plays, screen pass to Baker who throws it down. I don't know, man. Figure something out. You got
disaster.
I can't even say you have good quarterback. You don't. You have 2 super mid quarterbacks, and then what is it? PJ Walker there at third string, who, I mean, the shortest leash I have ever seen in my 5 years covering the league.
Yeah,
the shortest leash. Remember that when Rule bench Cam, Walker comes and throws an interception on his second pass, and then he's like, "Never mind, you're not ready for this." Like that was the. Woo.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, I love watching PJ in the was it XFL? I think it was
one of them. AAU.
Yeah, because the USFL just played. It was the XFL, and they played 2 years ago, and I thought he was a lot of fun to watch, man. But again, he's young and raw, and so yeah, it was one of those that you're going to have to, if he's ever going to have any light of day to become a backup or something, you're going to have to give him reps, and you're going to have to be patient. But yeah, that place is a mess. All right, on the Dolphins side,
they drafted Matt Corral too. They drafted a quarterback. Y'all are right.
Yeah.
They drafted a quarterback. So yeah, man, like they're scrambling.
Yeah, and that kid, obviously, in that situation, to put him in there right away, that's going to be crazy. You want to bring him along slowly too. But if it's dysfunctional and it's not working, it's not a good environment for Matt either. You know what I mean? That's actually not good. All right, on the Dolphins side, anything going on? What do we hear as we get closer to training camp?
What do we hear? Man, there is peace and serenity. That's what we hear. I know it's been a tumultuous offseason. I know there's been lawsuits and coaching searches and trades and they have been as in the mix as any team in the drama hurricane this offseason. But it's calm right now. The roster is set, or as set as it's going to be. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Their biggest need is time. I just did an article with our other AFC East reporters trying to decide, who is best equipped to dethrone the Buffalo Bills. We went through each of our team's biggest needs. Miami's biggest need is time. They've got the players. They've got their lineups more or less set. I mean, there's going to be some jockeying here or there, but you know what you're getting on this defense. You know what you're getting on this offense as far as, who your starters are going to be. They just need time to not second guess themselves mid-play. They need time for these plays, this system, these schematics to become second nature. That's not going to happen over the course of one spring or, 12 summer or spring practices. They need to be getting together. They need to be in their playbooks. They need to be on FaceTime, on the field together, whatever. They need to be together in this dead period between mini camp and training camp so that they can hit training camp running. And by the time these joint practices come around, it's not going to be embarrassing. And we're not going to be tweeting and talking about, oh, my God, they just got dominated by Philadelphia. Tom Brady made them look like a JV team. No, they need to have their you-know-what together. So that's where the Dolphins are at right now. There's no secret moves coming. I don't think there's anything big on the horizon. Like I said, they've got their roster together. We know what we're going to see on defense. Based on the value of their trades and signings, we know what we're going to see on offense. They just need to know what they're doing when they hit the field.
Injuries, are there any concerns going into training camp injury-wise outside of Mostert?
I think Teron Armstead should be ready for training camp. He obviously had knee surgery in January. He spent this offseason on the sideline, but looks great. When you look at his workout videos, when you see him in person, the guy is incredibly in shape. He'll be ready to go. No more, I can't say the name. No more not Teron Armstead at left tackle when the Dolphins take the field.
Any truth that you were bragging in the media room that you can beat Teron Armstead in an arms battle and you can bring him down? Is that true?
I think I could use my leg and still lose, man. The guy is he's very.
He'll break your leg, bro. He'll break your leg.
He's very big. I laugh all the time because, I hate seeing people in public. I hate seeing men in public and like large black men specifically and thinking, oh, there's an athlete. Oh, that's an NFL player. Right. But there's big and then there's NFL big. If you see Teron Armstead in person, he said he could have a bag over his face and you're like, man plays in the
and you know what, dude? And we are so we stereotype black men like that all the effing time. Unless he's like really old and really fat, out of shape, then we say, oh, no, he's that. But if you're tall and black, you're like, that's got to be an athlete. That's got to be a pro player. We do that automatically.
It's crazy. Look, man, like I'm not the biggest person in the world, but I'm not exactly small either. I'm probably about 6'1", 6'2", 215 pounds. There's periods of my life, especially in Buffalo.
You're not even a jockey.
Especially Buffalo. No, especially Buffalo and Charlotte, man, where it was like, oh, who do you play for? Oh, do you play for the Hornets? Oh, did you just get signed? I used to pull up to the stadium in Buffalo, man, for COVID testing last year. And maybe second or third test, the woman says, so what number are you? And I'm thinking like, oh, she asking for my number? Like, this is weird, bro. It's 8:30 in the morning. I'm about to get my nose swabbed. Don't do all that. And I was like, I don't know. And I'm like starting. She's like, yeah, what number are you out there? I'll look for you on the field. I was like, oh, shit. That's what you meant. No. I had to tell Bill's PR. I was like,
you're not big enough to be a player, and you're too big to be a jockey. So I don't understand that. What's going on there?
No. Hey,
they didn't read you right.
I can maybe pass for a receiver or a safety. Like I'm big enough to maybe pass there. But I was like, I told Bill's PR, you have to check your security because one day you're just gonna see me inside the facility hanging out because they let me keep going. They kept pointing me in this direction, and I just didn't say no.
Did you see fake Klay Thompson?
Yeah, that kid went to Arizona State, man. He's been doing that shtick for like 6-7 years.
I know, but did you see what he pulled off in the finals? That he went all the way up. He went to the practice court and everything.
And now he's banned for life.
Right.
So I mean, like
that was so stupid. because he actually had a little niche with the whole community, with the team and all that, and he effed it all up just to go shoot on a court. Like, that's something, brother, so for a couple minutes, you got a bunch of hits, and then after that, you ruined your entire relationship with the team. Steve Kerr was mentioning him in press conferences. I mean, dude.
Not just that, but I think he spent 10 grand on tickets as well, and they did not refund those. So you played yourself super hard.
But everybody was having fun with you, dude. You should have kept rolling with it. I bet people were buying your ass drinks and stuff for the hell of it, just to have some fun. Man. Now you become the idiot by doing that. That part I just don't get. All right, so what are you working on ESPN as you get our Dolphin Nation prepared for the 2022 season?
Yeah, my podcast with Mina just dropped. I believe it was yesterday or the day before. If you haven't listened to that, go check out the Mina Kime show. One of the cooler moments in my career, I've been on the show a few times, but I mean, we literally just talked for about an hour about the AFC East, man. She's one of the smartest minds in football, and it shows. So go check out the Mina Kime show. Beyond that, man, it's features. It's making sure I know, I know what stats to find, how to find them, where to find them quickly, so that I'm clicking on all cylinders too. I got to hit the ground running as well come July 26th. So it's a lot of refresher. Going to start watching a little film from last year as well. Run through the games that I can stomach. It's not really. There's no real point.
No,
in
it's completely
this
different
offense
now. Yeah,
last year.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna try not to punish myself too much. But specifically, I do want to see. I do want to watch. From basically week 8 on, that Buffalo game on, because that first half is when the defense started to kind of put it together, and then it really shined from there on out. And so I would love to see what the change is there. If I can discern one of the changes there. The team is kind of tight-lipped about it when we used to ask, but time to. It's not like I got time to do anything else, right? It's not like anything else is occupying my space. So
yeah, you had enough vacation and slacking around. It's time to get to work, buddy.
I got one more vacation coming up in a couple weeks. Just headed up to Orlando. So, and then I get back maybe a day or two before training camp. So it's just one more sweet release, and then back at it for the next. I mean, what is it? Until January, maybe February.
No. February something is after the Super Bowl. You'll be covering the parade and everything, so you'll be busy to mid-February or something like that with the Dolphins.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Well, you don't want to cover the parade? That's fine.
Where is the Super Bowl this year? Is it in Vegas?
Arizona, we're going. Dolphins. I don't know who else from the NFC plans to be there, but I know the Dolphins are going to be there in the Super Bowl. Tua's going to be leading them to the Super Bowl. I don't know about what other teams plan, but we'll see. I don't know what Marcel Louis-Jacques is planning, because apparently he doesn't know he's covering a Dolphin Super Bowl parade.
Arizona, man. That's
You're slacking, bro. Don't you
that's a lot of traveling, man. That's a lot of travel.
2023, you're covering a Dolphin Super Bowl parade, bro.
Where would the parade be? Where can it just be down
Biscayne Boulevard for half the parade, and then they'll do another one in Broward, and then that's it.
I was about to say, it's on Biscayne. That'd be perfect, man. I live like a block away.
You'll get it. You'll get your Biscayne Boulevard one.
Right over near MacArthur.
Yeah, leading up to maybe City Hall or something like that. And then, because they'll do it opposite away from the heat, is what they'll do. That's what it'll be a little different. They'll go down Biscayne and then turn up Flagler up to the City Hall or wherever the hell that thing is, and then park their asses there. That's probably what they'll do. And then they'll do something in Broward. So be ready.
Broward one, but the Biscayne one, I'm there.
There you go. Be ready. Dolphin parades coming your way. Okay. Follow him on Twitter at Marcel_Louis-Jacques. More importantly, order a little Edge energy drink wherever you're at in the country. Get 10% off. Use the code BIG. Oh, delicious, smooth, and zero aftertaste. The best energy drink on the planet. Marcel, we will catch up next week, my friend. Thank you.
See you Monday.
You got it. There you go. Marcel Louis-Jacques.
is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.